So I want to keep this video pretty direct and to the point, and also keeping it real here, because here's the deal. I just finished watching Apple's keynote of all the different products that they announced. And going into it, I was thinking, I'm going to upgrade my iPhone 16 Pro Max to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. But coming out of that keynote, I'm not so sure I want to do that anymore because first of all, this is not a huge YouTube channel that I run, and therefore I have to put some investment into it. And I'm not sure the return on investment is worth it on this one because, and I'm going to show you in a minute, the side-by-side stat comparison at a high level of what you get when you're jumping from a 16 Pro Max to 17 Pro Max. But if I trade in my 16 Pro Max 512 gig to Apple, I'm going to get like $600. I'm still going to owe $700 on the 17 Pro Max, which again, I don't know that it's worth it. So if I do skip it, reviews on things like this, these new cases by Pataka for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, might just be case videos, not actual testing them in the device itself. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that because I know a lot of you come to this channel looking for those videos. So let me know your thoughts down below. But here's where I'm looking at it from a, what am I really getting in an upgrade? Now, we can kind of ignore the iPhone 17 Pro on the far right. It's only there because Apple doesn't let me compare two devices. The 16 Pro Max is what I have here. The 17 Pro Max is, of course, on the left. And I'm going to skip all the way to the bottom here because this is where you're really going to be able to see all the details. And surprisingly, there's not a whole lot that's different here. The 17 Pro Max is on the far left. My current Gen 16 Pro Max is in the middle. It's the same display, same HDR, same pixel resolution, same contrast resolution, wide color display, haptic touch. The only thing different here is that the 17 Pro Max gets a 1000 nit peak brightness bump to 3000 nits in outdoor environments. The size and weight, the 17 Pro Max comes in a little bit heavier at 233 grams, and you can see the dimensions slightly larger as well, just by a hair. It has the same splash water and dust resistant ratings as the 16 Pro Max, nothing different there. Same thing for Apple Intelligence, nothing different there. Your chipset, of course, is a generation newer, so we're going from an 18 Pro chip to an A19 Pro chip. And I mean, that's really good if, of course, you're doing a lot of processing on your phone. I'll be honest with you, my phone, I'm going to use it for family photos and occasional video here and there that usually doesn't even go on this channel. It's something that maybe I post on social media or I keep it for myself as I film my dog or whatnot. So like if you're hardcore into gaming, I could see where this would help, but I'm not. So it's not that big of a deal. On the camera side, I was a little bit underwhelmed because, yeah, it's a new look for the camera on the back, but the only thing they've really updated here is the other two cameras, the ultra wide and the telephoto. Those are now 48 megapixels, whereas on mine, my main camera's a 48, the ultra wide's a 48. The telephoto is a 12 megapixel. So, I mean, it's really, really close. It's not that big of a difference. Of course, the telephoto gets a bump on the 17 Pro Max to an 8x zoom versus that 5x. And then everything else is the same. You can see it right here. There's not a whole lot different there. For video recording, I was really surprised. I was expecting 8K recording, so then you could downsample it, but no, it's the same capture. The only difference here is a couple of things. One, they've got dual capture, so you can film out of the back of your phone while also doing the front at the same time. But you know what? You can do that today on the 16 Pro Max with different third-party apps. I think Rode has a free app that allows you to do that, but it's going to be native now. And then the other big deal that they talked about is ProRes RAW and Genlock support on the 17 Pro Max. But let's be honest here. Most people aren't going to use that. I'd venture to say 9 out of 10 people will never use those features. Those are really very specific use cases. And if you're going to film in ProRes RAW, you're going to need to plug in an external storage device because you are going to chew through storage like nobody's business really, really quickly. So it's not enough in the video for me. No updates to the audio recordings, nothing like that at all. On that front-facing camera, yeah, it's a bump from 12 to 18 megapixels, and it has that center stage, so you won't have to rotate your camera like this if more than, let's say, 2 people come in frame. It'll just automatically do it for you. I don't really use the front-facing camera for anything often except for maybe FaceTime. So again, it's not really important to me. Everything else is the same here. And then, of course, your battery is a difference here. You are going from 33 hours of video playback to 39, and then 29 for streaming to 35. So the battery is a pretty substantial upgrade. I just don't think it's enough for me to warrant $600 or $700 more. And then the other thing that I'll mention is they talked about the cooling system on the phone. It's escaping me the name, fusion cooling or a fusion chamber or something like that, liquid chamber, that's going to allow for the sealed liquid to turn into a vapor. I think it was called vapor chamber now that I think about it. Cool things off and then in the right places that it needs to go, and then it goes back to its liquid state. Well, that's really good if you're going to be doing things like, I would imagine, a lot of gaming. Maybe you go outdoors and do a lot of video. Maybe you're doing a lot of live streaming. I know there's a lot of Disney live streamers and things like that. So maybe that's going to help to keep your phone cooler. But for me, I don't use that. So honestly, if I'm doing this upgrade, it's really only giving me personally a battery boost, a processor boost that I don't really need, and then that front-facing camera boost, which I also don't really need. So I bring this all up again because I know a lot of you guys come to this channel for the reviews on cases and accessories. And I wanted to ask you guys, if I sit this one out, is it enough to do a few videos here and there of cases, but just cases, not inside of the phone? Let me know your thoughts because I'm still on the fence about whether or not the return on the investment is there for me to buy into this new phone. I'll tell you, I'm heavily leaning towards skipping it. I don't see any reason to upgrade whatsoever. But if enough of you are like, no, you got to do it, we got to see the videos, then that might sway me in another direction. So love to hear your thoughts. If you have a current gen iPhone and you're upgrading, I'd love to hear what you're upgrading from and what is it that's making you want to upgrade. I can definitely see it being worthwhile if you're coming from a couple of generations past, but like me, from one generation past, I just don't see enough of a reason. So let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.